Assalamu alaikum. This is Saba Sakhtir Arshi welcoming you to news at 10 a.m. on BTV News. A meeting of the National Consensus Commission was held with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in the chair. The meeting was held at the State Guest House, Jamuna, yesterday. The meeting reviewed the progress of the overall activities of the Commission. Chief Advisor and Chief of the Commission, Professor Mohammad Yunus, urged to finalize the next phase of talks with the political parties quickly. He appreciated the positive outlook of the political parties on reforms in the first phase of the talks. National Consensus Commission Vice President Professor Ali Riaz, its members Dr. Badiul Alam Mojumdar, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, Justice Amdadul Haq, Safar Raj Hussain, and Dr. Muhammad Ayub Mia were present at the meeting. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Advisor Dr. Asif Nuzrul, Planning Advisor Professor Wahiduddin Mahmood, Housing and Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan, Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Saida Rizwana Hassan, Energy and Mineral Resources Advisor Muhammad Fawzul Kabir Khan, and Information and Broadcasting Advisor Mahfuz Alam were present at the meeting, among others. A meeting of the Julai Shahid Smriti Foundation was held at the State Guest House, Jamuna, yesterday. Chief Advisor and President of Julai Shahid Smriti Foundation, Professor Mohammad Yunus, presided over the meeting. The Chief Advisor inquired about the activities of the foundation. The meeting was informed that 12 legal aids have so far been provided to the families of the martyrs and the injured. In addition, 140 people have been provided psychosocial treatment. In the meantime, employment arrangements have been made for about 100 martyrs' families and the injured according to their qualifications. Members of the Julai Shahid Smriti Foundation were present at the meeting. After the meeting, Mir Mahbubur Rahman Snigdho briefed reporters about the details of the meeting outside Jamuna. He said he was resigned from the post of Chief Executive Officer of the Julai Shahid Smriti Foundation. From now on, he will serve as a member of the foundation's board of directors. Lieutenant Colonel retired Kamal Akbar has been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of Julai Shahid Smriti Foundation. Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun on Thursday announced that an 800 million investment will be made centering existing container terminal at Laldia Chor on the southeast bank of the Kornofuli River in Chittagong. Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, also Executive Chairman of Bangladesh Economic Zones Authority (BEZA), made this statement while briefing journalists after visiting Laldia Chor in Potenga area in the city yesterday. Press Secretary to the Chief Advisor Shafiqul Alam, Deputy Press Secretary Muhammad Abdul Kalam Azad Mojumdar, and Chairman of Chittagong Port Authority (CPA) Rear Admiral SM Munir Zaman, among others, were present at the event. BIDA Executive Chairman said, "Our target has been set to handle 7.8 million TEUs, 20 equivalent units of containers annually by the year 2030 by making operational all the container handling facilities, including Matarbari Deep Sea Port, with globally reputed port operators." Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said present interim government's prime objective is to bring multi-billion-dollar FDI along with generation of hundreds of jobs for the unemployed and transforming Bangladesh into a global factory. The country has never seen such a pro-business and pro-investment friendly head of state like Professor Mohammad Yunus in the past, he said. He also said that the chief advisor had efficiently persuaded the economic diplomacy during his every foreign tours, including those ones in New York, Davos, and Qatar. The BIDA chairman mentioned that a committee has been formed to establish a free trade zone in the country, with Anwara being explored as a potential location. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Mahfuz Alam has vowed that the Awami League, which he described as fascist, will be brought to justice. He made this pledge in a Facebook post on Thursday evening. Mahfuz Alam stated that provisions will be included to ensure the trial of the Awami League as a political party. The trial of the Fascist League is inevitable, he added. Earlier that afternoon, he posted about the departure of former President Abdul Hamid of what he called the fallen government. In a post titled Explanation or Reality, he wrote on his Facebook, "Power has multiple centers of gravity. As a result, the government bears responsibility for actions, but the execution is carried out by other centers of power. A democratic transformation cannot be achieved through makeshift solutions. A new political arrangement is necessary." Mahfouz Alam further stated that political parties have not played a supportive role since December. The Information and Broadcasting Advisor added that the government and all stakeholders have failed when it comes to justice for the martyrs and the wounded. Mahfouz Alam concluded by calling for everyone to unite and strike against fascist forces and their agents, asserting that students must be ensured their rightful stake within the state and establishment. The government has formed the International Crimes Tribunal (ICT2) with former Justice of the High Court Division of Bangladesh Supreme Court Nazrul Islam Chaudhry as its chairman. Retired District and Sessions Judge Mohammad Manjurul Bashid and Madaripur District and Sessions Judge Nur Mohammad Shahriar Kabir have been appointed as members of the tribunal. A notification has been issued by the Law and Justice Division in this regard yesterday. The tribunal, too, was formed considering several issues, including the number of complaints and accusations received by the International Crimes Tribunal, the need for speedy trial, and disposed of the cases. Leaders and activists of the National Citizen Party (NCP) staged a protest march in front of the chief advisor's residence, Jamuna, demanding justice for alleged genocide and a complete ban on the political activities of the Awami League. Law enforcement agencies, meanwhile, have remained on high alert throughout the entire area. Taking part in the demonstration, NCP convener Nahid Islam stated that the first responsibility of the interim government was to ban the Awami League. He added that it was deeply unfortunate that they were once again compelled to take to the streets to press for such action. This statement was made in the early hours of Friday during a sit-in in front of the Jamuna residence. Meanwhile, NCP's chief organizer Hasnat Abdullah declared that the sit-in will continue indefinitely until the Awami League is officially banned. Now, international news. India has accused Pakistan of attacking 3 of its military bases with drones and missiles, a claim which has been denied by Islamabad. The Indian Army said it had foiled Pakistan's attempts to attack its bases in Jammu and Udhampur in Indian-administered Kashmir and Pathankot in India's Punjab state. Blasts were reported on Thursday evening in Jammu city in Indian-administered Kashmir as the region went into a blackout. Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif told the BBC they were not behind the attack. Earlier on Thursday, India said it had struck Pakistan's air defenses and neutralized Islamabad's attempts to hit military targets in India on Wednesday night. Pakistan called that another act of aggression following Indian missile strikes on Wednesday on targets in Pakistan and Pakistani-administered Kashmir. There were calls for restraint from around the world after India launched Operation Sindoor early on Wednesday. Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 16 Palestinians across the Gaza Strip following a deadly 24-hour period in which more than 100 people lost their lives, according to medical officials. New strikes on Thursday killed at least 3 people in separate attacks in Deir al-Balah and the Nusayrat refugee camp in central Gaza, Al Jazeera Arabic reported, quoting medical sources. In Shujaiya, east of Gaza City, shelling killed another person and wounded several others. Further north, Israeli warplanes targeted a home in Beit Lahia, killing 9. Rescuers were still searching for a woman believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. Meanwhile, an explosion in Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip has killed and injured Israeli troops from the Golani Brigade, who were detonating a building, according to Israeli websites. There is currently an Israeli media blackout on the incident on Thursday, and there has been no official comment from the government there yet. The continuing assault on Gaza comes amid growing alarm that Israel's total blockade of aid is pushing the enclave into famine. The U.S. State Department said on Thursday a solution to be able to deliver food and aid to Gaza was steps away, although it did not detail what the plan would entail. The new pope is Robert Prevost, who will be known as Pope Leo XIV, the first American pontiff to be elected leader of the Catholic Church. 69 years old, Prevost is greeted with huge cheers from thousands gathered in St. Peter's Square. May peace be with all of you, he says from the Vatican balcony. Chicago-born Prevost is seen as a reformer and worked for many years as a missionary in Peru before being made an archbishop there. World leaders have been congratulating Pope Leo XIV, with U.S. President Donald Trump calling it a great honor to have an American pope.
Omnium peccatorum vestrorum, spatium vere et fructuose penitentiae.
That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.
যেই নিয়তে যাচ্ছি সেই নিয়ত যেন পূরণ হয় বাবা।
আমাদের সব পরিবারেই হজ নিয়ে একটা গল্প আছে। এক এক পরিবার এক এক রকম আবেগের গল্প। নূর মোহাম্মদের গল্পটা দুই বিপরীত আবেগের ভারে নেমে আছে আজকে। মাকে হজে পাঠাতে পারছে বলে আল্লাহর কাছে হাজার শুকর তার। কিন্তু যে মা দিনাজপুর শহরের রাস্তায় ঠিক মতো চিনে না, সে মা কিভাবে হজ শেষ করে সহি সালামতে ফিরে আসবে, এই চিন্তায় সে খুবই উৎকণ্ঠিত।
আম্মা, আপনি মক্কায় পৌঁছায় বললেন মামার ফোন থেকে আমার একটা কল দিয়েন কিন্তু, আর আপনি সবসময় ওনার আশেপাশেই থাকেন যেন আমি আপনার খোঁজ খবর নিতে পারি।
চিন্তা করিস না, পবিত্র হজের ময়দান থেকে ফিরে আসবো, আর আল্লাহ যদি ওখান থেকে আমাকে নিয়ে যায় আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, তাহলে তোর সাথে দেখা হবে বাবা হাশরের ময়দানে।
পবিত্র হজ পালনের উদ্দেশ্যে সৌদি আরবে থাকা প্রিয়জনদের সার্বক্ষণিক লোকেশন আপডেট এবং খবর জানতে ডাউনলোড করুন লাভ